yelled out, quote, "Watch out for Justin Herbert next year." Mahomes responded, quote, "I'll see it when I believe it." Comment got some heat, and Mahomes clarified, saying, quote, "Yeah, I think it got taken out of context. I was talking some trash to all those Raiders and Broncos and Chargers fans out there. I have a ton of respect for him as a player, so I chose." You like Mahomes clarifying his dig at my guy, Justin Herbert?
I don't think I do. I understand why he had to. Football is very political, especially when you're the star quarterback, especially when you are one of the faces of the league. You don't want to have beef with nobody. We know that. Tom Brady, he used to have a whole lot of beef, but like later in Tom's career, he ain't really got beef with nobody. He only trash talks his own team. But I don't like it, Sel, because I'm kind of the dude that's like, say it with your chest. You said it, mean it.
Yes.
You're 4-1 against the Chargers. You do dominate the Chargers. So you might as well be like, I will believe it when I see it, or correct yourself and say, I'll see it when I believe it it when I see it, whatever the phrase actually is.
Not the way he said it.
You tell me. I don't really know how to feel on this one.
Look, I don't think he should clarify. It's just that simple. What are you clarifying? Because think about what a clarification really is. You say it. He actually said it with his chest. Now, he said it with his chest in jest because he's going back and forth with hecklers. You know how it is when we go out somewhere and you're an Eagles player and then you go somewhere and there's Cowboys fans. And then you just talk. It's pep rally atmosphere almost, right? So you said it with your chest, but then it got taken somewhere else. And then I think the insecurity, now this is where I'm reaching, but I'm going to reach, the fact that Justin Herbert in his first start ever took you to overtime, and then you realize that 6'6", 240 dude ain't nothing to play with. So you want to send out a little test shot. Hey, little youngster, realize how far you got to climb to see the top dog. And then everybody else kind of caught that and was like, whoa. So this is what really happened right here. This is the simple way to say it. It sounds like to me he's admitting either, one, he didn't say it right, because he don't want people to know that I'm thinking about Justin Herbert. That's why he couldn't even get the statement right. Or we're stupid. So he wants to clarify for us because we got it wrong. If we're so dumb, why are you going to clarify it again? We're still dumb. You ain't going to clear it up enough times where the dumb people going to get it right. Unless you didn't get it right. One, you messed the statement up. And two, because Justin Herbert's on your heels, brother. He shook, brother. Scared to look. He's scared to what? He shook. Ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. You know that? You know that song?
No. Yes, you're reaching. But does this remind you kind of if you were a fly on the wall when Kevin Durant said what he allegedly said about Giannis at that Christmas party? This is giving me those same vibes with Jay Will. Like, I mean, Giannis can't never see me. Then Kevin Durant comes out there and says, I never said that. This sounds very reminiscent of like, an athlete talks trash about another athlete that is either on his level or close to being on his level or maybe one day will be on his level and doesn't know what to do now that the world just find out. So they just have a ton of respect for him as a player. I didn't mean it. I'm getting those vibes.
You getting those vibes? That one, the only difference in that one is I think KD really said that, but he was like, Jay, you shouldn't have said that. We heard you, Mahomes. You butchered this one. You shook. Coming up, Game 4 of the NBA Finals is tonight.
I think, you know, me and Coach Carroll's relationship is stronger than ever.
Okay, we got to do our job, I guess.
Stronger than ever.
Stronger than ever. Huh?
So, are you buying that Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson's relationship is, quote, stronger than ever, close quote?
Nope. Not buying it. But I do know why they think it is stronger than ever. Because I think respectfully and realistically, they got everything off their chest. So, you know, you've had beef with someone before. I know you're a nice guy to the core, but still, sometimes things get off course and you got to reset them. So finally, there's this come to Jesus moment where both of you guys say, look, we just got to air this out. And I tell all my friends all the time that war can't be avoided, just postponed. That's why anytime I have an issue with you, trust me, brother, don't ever ask anybody. I'm coming to you. Because I know all I'm doing is just avoiding something. I'm postponing it. So in this, they postponed it, and then finally they had to go there. Now, this is why I know their relationship is not stronger than ever. You ready for this? This is a little deep. Pete Carroll is sitting there saying, you know what, Russ? We healed up. Look at me right now. You look at my hands, no blemishes, really. Not bad. My fingers jacked up from football, but no blemishes. But that's just the outer surface of my skin. The epidermis has healed. But underneath here, trauma has occurred. You know what's underneath here that looks bad? The scar tissue. Now, in this relationship, the surface looks great. Hey, we had to come to Jesus moment. We talked it out, all good. But there's still scar tissue that remains. And from Pete Carroll's perspective, he's going to always think about Russell Wilson in these terms. That dude went there, so I know he'll go there again. His agent gave me a list. They put me on the list. They put a list out of places I would go to if I'm not a Seattle Seahawk. Oh, since you went there, I know that you will always go there. And anything I learned about trust is this. You don't ever fully repair it. Think about it. Someone breaks your trust. Like me and you, we got our bond right here, and then you all of a sudden hear something sideways. And you're like, all right, Marcellus, what'd you really mean? We clarify, we go. But there's a layer. Even on the surface, we come out here, giggle, epidermis, we look fine. Underneath, there's some scar tissue. Like Wiley went there before. He gonna go there again. So Pete Carroll ain't that stupid. Russ, you think you're right, but I don't think you really are.
I'm rocking with you, big dog. Their relationship, one, isn't stronger than ever because they won a Super Bowl. After winning a Super Bowl, your relationship literally can't get stronger. Two, I think Russ has shown us he can be an emotional speaker. We all are, but he clearly more volatile than others. If I'm not mistaken, he's been on vacation with Sierra, his wife, for the last week in Italy. I'd tell because they've taken all these GQ photo shoots and post them for the world to see. Russ seems like he's in a good mood.
Yeah.
All I know is that was an audio call. I didn't see him visually because we don't know if he's back in town right now. So he probably just finished crushing some homemade Italian lasagna, whatever the case may be. And he's like, oh, yeah, I'm happy. We're happy. Everyone's happy. But you can't take the Seahawks through what you took them through this offseason. And you can't have gone through what you made it appear that the Seahawks have put you through. You want more protection on the offensive line. You're watching the Super Bowl, sitting next to the commissioner talking about this should be us playing. You have a list of 4 teams you are willing to play for. All of those things cannot happen, and then you act as though your relationship is stronger than ever. Y'all have been through too much trauma in order for you to act like it. And so let me elaborate on your point that you made. I remember talking to a doctor once about whether or not I should, do surgery and repair a sports hernia, something along those lines. And they were like, you have to understand, anytime you go under the knife, you're adding trauma to your body. So, yes, you might still be able to go under the knife and fix something and repair something, but there's still trauma that is occurring. With that being said, to your point, even if Russ and Pete Carroll fixed whatever it is, beef that they had, trauma still occurred this offseason. And regardless of the operation that may have fixed the issue, trauma was still there.
Man, you nailed it. And think about that trauma that you're talking about. That trauma's bad for business. Like, this is what I don't understand. No matter how highly you're regarded as an athlete, you still are an employee. You may feel like a partner, and Russell Wilson certainly is as close to a partner for the Seattle Seahawks as anybody else in the NFL. However, work with your partner if you are truly a partner. It's bad for business. It's bad for the fan base to see that you guys are out there feuding. And there's no fun in watching the family feud. So I think there was some damage control in this situation by Russ. He's feeling good. He's carb loading, getting some of that good lasagna. But then also on the same damn Patrick show that months ago, he went and blasted the offensive line, inadvertently, whatever he did, is now the same show that he goes on to say we're stronger than ever. You want to go back to the same place to kind of clean up that mess that you spilled all of that milk on before. Interesting, Russell Wilson. Here's my other layer to this. I've been on teams before. I've been on teams that had beefs and feuds, et cetera, public ones as well. They don't know, the media doesn't know how much we're going up to them one-on-one. Say, hey, bruh, clean this up, bruh. What are you doing? Teammates text them. Teammates taking them out. Man, what are you doing, Russ? Where you going? If you're not going anywhere, shut up and stay and make it a happy home. Stuff like that happens beneath the surface, and I don't think we're really privy to seeing that.
The other thing I have to consider is, to your point, Russ went on a show and said, here were the issues. Well, over the course of the offseason, he talked about the issues. Offensive line play, wanted more of a say, et cetera. They didn't really address any of the issues. So if you had a problem and nobody addressed your problem, then you still have a problem. Now, you might not be as vocal as the problem because you're in a better mood, but to Sel's point, war cannot be avoided, only postponed. It only appears that Russell Wilson is now postponing the war again. Your emotional state can dictate whether or not you feel like voicing the problem, but the problem still exists. It's just currently submerged. So as I look at it, The relationship may be verbally stronger than ever, but realistically, it's still as fractured as it was when he verbalized the problems because they haven't done anything to remedy the fracture.
Woo! This is our last point. We got to go. God, that was so deep. I love working with you. Man, you know what my therapist always tells me? What's the most haunting emotion? Shame. Because shame is a reminder that you messed up. And I think Russell has a little shame in his game right now, so therefore he wants to clean up what he messed up. But the one thing about shame, because look, on my phone, I have nothing but reminders. Like the alarm part, I hit alarm, hey, call Acho. Alarm, make sure Anna Marie knows Acho thinks she's pretty. You know, all those things, right? So I have those. And then every time they pop up, you got an option. Like you said, you can hit stop or you can hit snooze. I think Russell Wilson hit snooze. We'll see how this plays